You've worked hard your whole life, you've paid your taxes on time, contributed to the system decade after decade, and now, when it's finally your turn to reap the rewards, you discover there's a trap set to confiscate your money. It's outrageous, but it's the stark reality of the current system. If you decide to remain productive and work while receiving Social Security before your full retirement age, the government can literally reduce your check to zero. They officially call it the earnings test, but for any senior who feels the impact in their wallet, the correct name should be worker punishment. There's a promise circulating in Washington about a new law for 2026 that promises to eliminate this limit. But before you celebrate, I need to give you a financial security warning. Can you really trust what politicians are saying? Or is this proposal just a smokescreen to hide even worse traps that will destroy your planning? Today, I'm going to do what the mainstream media and government offices don't do for you. I'm going to open the Social Security black box to conduct a rigorous fact check. I'm going to show you how your extra effort can turn into a loss of tens of thousands of dollars and why the supposed freedom to work can actually be the biggest trap for your retirement. If you don't want to be the next victim of decisions based on misinformation, you need to understand what's happening behind the scenes right now. If you value your assets and want to protect yourself from these traps that directly affect the wallets of those who have already retired or are planning their next steps, take advantage of this moment and subscribe to the channel now. Here we don't accept empty promises and we bring you the raw truth about your benefits so that you are never caught off guard by poorly explained rules that can cost you a fortune. Click the subscribe button and activate all notifications to ensure you are always one step ahead of the system. In 2026, the rule is unforgiving. If you're below your full retirement age, the earnings limit is just $24,480 per year. Every penny you earn above that puts a target on your back. For every $2 you exceed that limit, Social Security withholds $1 from your benefit. Imagine you receive a monthly benefit of $2,000, totaling $24,000 a year, but you decide to accept a job that pays $70,000. At first glance, it seems like a financial win, right? Wrong. The system subtracts the $24,480 limit from your $70,000, resulting in an excess of $45,520. By applying the withholding rule, the government decides it must withhold $22,760 from your annual benefit. In practice, this means that of your entitled $24,000, only $1,240 would remain for the entire year. Social Security simply stops sending your monthly checks for 11 consecutive months until the withholding debt is paid off. This is why many seniors feel their benefit has been zeroed out. The government claims this money doesn't disappear forever and will be recalculated when you reach full retirement age, but try explaining that to your bills due today. For those who need this cash flow now to survive inflation and the cost of living, this temporary withholding carries the weight of a permanent penalty. It's a direct confiscation of your effort and productivity, masked by a complex mathematical formula that most people only discover when the checks stop arriving in their account. They say the earnings cap will end and you can work as much as you want without losing a penny of your benefits. But, as your financial watchdog, I need to ask you, do you really believe Washington is going to hand you a free lunch? The fact check here is painful. Although the bill has been reintroduced with great fanfare by politicians seeking your vote, the legislative reality is a graveyard of similar promises. Versions of this same bill have been introduced before and died silently in committees, never seeing the light of day. Furthermore, there's a hidden risk that nobody mentions. If this law passes and millions of people start claiming benefits at age 62 while working, the Social Security Fund, which already faces solvency challenges, will be drained much faster. This could force even more drastic cuts in the future or an increase in the full retirement age for future generations. Therefore, don't make life decisions based on a newspaper headline or a campaign promise. Until the president signs the paper and the rule officially changes in the Social Security Handbook, the earnings test trap remains on and ready to capture your money. If you're enjoying this straightforward analysis and want me to continue debunking these promises circulating out there, leave a like now and comment below. Do you trust that this law will pass, or do you think it's just another political strategy? Your opinion is fundamental to our debate. There's a detail many seniors overlook when deciding to work and receive benefits simultaneously: federal taxation. Even though the new 2026 law eliminates the earnings cap, it doesn't touch a single comma of the IRS tax rules. If you're single and your combined income, which includes your salary, interest, and half of your Social Security, exceeds just $34,000, up to 85% of your benefit may be taxed. For a couple, that limit is a mere $44,000. Let's do a reality fact check. Imagine you're 62 years old, earn $80,000 at your job, and decide to withdraw your Social Security because the law now allows it. What happens? You automatically fall into the bracket where 85% of your benefit is considered taxable income. In practice, you could end up paying thousands of dollars back to the government in federal income tax, not to mention state taxes in many places. Furthermore, the standard senior deduction only takes effect at age 65. In other words, at 62, you're fully exposed. If you don't plan your tax strategy along with your claims strategy, you'll just be working harder to support the government machine while your real profit melts away. That's why I always say, don't just look at what you receive, look at what's left after the IRS leaves the table. The biggest danger of eliminating the earnings cap is that it could tempt you into making an irreversible financial mistake, claiming Social Security 62 simply because now you can work without withholding. As your benefits watchdog, I need to be brutally honest. Ending the earnings test doesn't change the permanent early retirement reduction in any way. If you claim at 62 instead of waiting until 70, you're accepting a cut that could be as much as 76% less in your monthly paycheck for the rest of your life. If you live to 85 or 90 years old, which statistics show is becoming increasingly common, this decision to anticipate benefits can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost purchasing power. It's a psychological trap. The system offers you immediate relief so that you give up much greater security in the future. The difference between a $2,000 check at age 62 and one of nearly $3,500 at age 70 is what separates a comfortable retirement from an old age dependent on assistance. Don't let the excitement over a legislative change cloud your judgment about what's best for your 80-year-old self. The freedom to work should be a strategic tool, not an excuse to sabotage your own financial future. If you value this type of analysis that clarifies things and protects you from decisions you might regret tomorrow, leave a like now. This helps YouTube deliver this warning to more people who may be about to fall into this trap. And don't forget to comment, would you rather have the money now, even if it's less, or would you rather wait to secure the maximum amount? I want to know your strategy. To understand how this trap works in practice, we need to look at the cold, hard numbers the system uses to confiscate your money. The so-called earnings test isn't just a bureaucratic rule. It's a mathematical calculation designed to discourage you from working before retirement age. In 2026, the rule is unforgiving. If you're below your full retirement age, the earnings limit is just $24,480 per year. Every penny you earn above that puts a target on your back. For every $2 you exceed that limit, Social Security withholds $1 from your benefit. Imagine you receive a monthly benefit of $2,000, totaling $24,000 a year, but you decide to accept a job that pays $70,000. At first glance, it seems like a financial win, right? Wrong. The system subtracts the $24,480 limit from your $70,000, resulting in an excess of $45,520. By applying the withholding rule, the government decides it must withhold $22,760 from your annual benefit. In practice, this means that of your entitled $24,000, only $1,240 would remain for the entire year. Social Security simply stops sending your monthly checks for 11 consecutive months until the withholding debt is paid off. This is why many seniors feel their benefit has been zeroed out. The government claims this money doesn't disappear forever and will be recalculated when you reach full retirement age, but try explaining that to your bills due today. For those who need this cash flow now to survive inflation and the cost of living, this temporary withholding carries the weight of a permanent penalty. It's a direct confiscation of your effort and productivity, masked by a complex mathematical formula that most people only discover when the checks stop arriving in their account. The bottom line is clear. The 2026 proposal to eliminate the income cap is a light at the end of the tunnel, but it doesn't erase the other traps already in place, such as heavy taxation and permanent early retirement reductions. Your action plan now should be based on numbers, not political hope. First, if you are working and earning well, calculate your combined income today so you don't get crushed by federal income tax. Second, remember that every year you wait to claim after age 62 is a guarantee and permanent increase in your future purchasing power. Don't trade lifelong security for temporary relief that could be zeroed out by current rules. Washington can change the laws, but you are the one who does the math of your financial survival. I will continue to follow every step of this new law and will bring you the truth as soon as any decision is made. If you want to be sure you're not leaving money on the table or falling into bureaucratic traps, leave a like if this video helped you open your eyes and comment below. Which of these traps worries you most today? I read all the comments to bring you the next fact checks based on what you need to know. And for those of you who want to understand even more about how to maximize your benefits and avoid costly mistakes, click on this video that's currently playing on the screen. In it, I explain the 7 real reasons to consider retirement at age 62 and how to do it the right way. See you there.